Hello and good evening and welcome to the Routemaster show. We're doing issue 123 tonight, and it's on my channel, and as usual we've got some guests with us, so let's introduce them, shall we? First of all, we have
me.
Matt.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Routemaster show. Get that right. Issue 123. I'm looking forward to tonight.
Excellent. And then we have the master of disguise of putting on the introductions and everything else onto the build, the instructions, Mr. Build with Adrian.
Yes. I mostly do all the work in the background area time. You
do. You certainly do. And then we have a special guest tonight, and I'm quite honoured to have this guest with us tonight. It's Penelope's Pit Stop.
Hello, you've got me because I'm unemployed tonight.
Oh, heck. Only for a little while, I gather.
Well, I am on holiday this week, but my contract ended last week, and I start a new contract next week.
Okay.
But I'll talk all about that later on.
Yeah, jolly good.
But only if you want to.
Oh, of course we do. Yeah, of course we do. And then we have our special guest star builder, Mr. Steve-O.
Oh, no building tonight. What am I going to do? No school. What am I going to do?
I don't know. What are you going to do?
What am I going to do?
Okay, well, we'll find you something to do. Don't worry about that.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. And then we have our special guest star showing his bits and pieces of his bus, his build, Mr. Tony Evans. Hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to 123. And tonight we're showing each other's bus, and tonight mine's on a spin.
Wow.
Brilliant.
Wow.
Yeah.
Looks super. Well, we'll have a look at that later on, Tony, won't we?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, yes. Right.
And I can't wait to see the others.
So, good evening, everybody. And could I have a volunteer to read out the chat, please? Oh, okay, Matt.
Well, used to it, so. So we have Geordie Dave. Hi, everyone.
Hello, Geordie Dave.
Hi, Geordie Dave.
We have Dano Builds. Hi, all.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Dano.
And we've got Geordie Dave. Hi, Dano.
Hello.
You don't get two shout outs, but you can get two waves.
And then we've got Dano Builds. Hi, Dad.
Hello.
And then we've got Geordie Dave.
Hello.
Hi, Penny.
Hello. Obviously, you get a hello because you directed it at me.
Don't say second wave, Penny. You know how we'll get taken off the earth.
Well,
Right.
I keep saying there'll never be a second wave because the first one won't finish.
Yeah.
No, that's true. Right. Well, we're at issue 123. Surprising how quickly it's now going down, isn't it? There's 130 issues to this Routemaster. We're at issue 123, so that leaves 7 builds left to the end. And by goodness me, yeah, 7 weeks, 7 builds, and that's it. It's going to be all over. So makes me sad, really. So anyway, I think we should do a little screen sharing of bits and pieces on here of the build. And the man that's doing the build, or should I say not the build, is Steve-O. So what have we got tonight then, Steve-O, if we haven't got a build?
No, there she is.
Oh.
Just trying to get the lights
Now
in.
there she is. Wow.
Yeah.
There she is.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so it's a standing figure of a conductress, is that right?
It is, yeah. Obviously
Excellent.
wearing
not wearing a skirt, so obviously wearing pants.
Yeah.
Which obviously was their choice.
Yeah.
As she says, the Gibson machine there.
Yeah.
And it's quite a nice detail on the conductor's badge, but I think the white balance might not get it.
Yeah, I think it's just shining a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, you might have a better if you've got your own, like another one what's not in the box.
Yeah, sure,
I've actually put her on the platform. I think that's the nicest place. The proper place will be like up against the staircase there at the back.
Oh yeah, cut out bit, yeah.
But I think it's a shame all the detail will get sort of hidden.
Yeah.
So that would be the obvious place. So I've tried to sort of say, well, I think most conductors in a nice summer's day would sort of hang out on the back platform like that.
Yeah.
Again, you can still see all the platform area, and it doesn't. And for myself, I don't know if everybody else has the same problem, but it actually behind the conductor, there's a bit of light bleed from the flashing light.
Yeah.
So the actual conductoress actually hides that now.
Yeah.
Blocks the light with her booty, does she?
Yeah. But yeah,
so the sun doesn't shine out of her butt; it shines into it.
Yeah. So I think very, very nicely detailed, and as you said, a nice addition to the actual the build.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what do you think of it? Have you stuck her down, or have you temporarily stood her there, or?
Well, I tried to put blue tack, but she actually stands like she's falling over. I don't know how when you actually stand her up, she's leaning forward.
I can see that now. Yeah, if you compare her to the rear grab rail, you can see where sort of the top half of her trousers are between her knee and her bum. You can see a little triangle of the grab rail, whereas around her shoulder, you can see the entire grab rail.
So they've actually sort of looked like they've modelled her leaning into a customer, like issuing a ticket. So I found a problem if you towards the back end, it's actually ramped. So when I try to put blue tack on it, thinking, well, I'll have blue tack so I can move her around, and because it was on a ramp, it just fell over straight away, the blue tack. So in the end, I thought, well, where can I put her? I mean, if Luke sounds like we're getting a standing driver, so it could do a little diorama at the front of the bus. But I thought usually a conductor should be on the back platform. They look like that's where usually they'll hang out most of the time.
Yeah.
So I've had to sort of put a little bit more glue, because I just put the glue on the heels. But when I came back from our little trip we had, it was loose again. So I've had to put the glue. I put the glue all on the base, so she tends just to lean a little bit forward.
Yeah, but she looks all right.
Yeah. I mean, all right. I suppose the ticket machine's not got the ticket machine number stamped on it, but I mean, how far do you want to go? They've actually put a badge number on.
Have they?
Yeah, but she's got a badge number, and then obviously I put some photographs on the Facebook page showing the cash bag. You can't see it now, but the cash bag had the T key.
Oh, do you know, I love that picture because it's like, well, I mean, obviously T keys are used a lot more now. With the cab doors and everything, and the engineers use them for the panels. And it's a shame because I left the last assignment last week, obviously I had to give him a T key back, but I could actually have shown you a T key for the benefit of people who have never seen one.
Yeah, I think I've got one somewhere. I might later try to find it. But yeah, it's a very well detailed model. It was nice to. I can't work out what the it's like a blue griffin or something.
Sorry, blue.
Like a griffin or something.
Right.
I think it explains that in the write-up, which I don't know if you're going to actually go through that and describe.
Dave might know the answer to this, but did in the 60s were London Transport all one company? Or was
Noise! You're moving around.
Yes, I think there was pretty much one company in the 60s, yeah.
Right. Because I wonder if it was like individual company. Because what I'm finding in London is that they've all got a standard, so that they're, you've got red buses and, they're all the same, but then they're actually run by individual companies. So the main company. Yeah. So I wondered if it was a similar thing. So the uniform that she'd be wearing isn't a London Transport uniform, it's her company uniform. It's also because on the buses, that's London Transport, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it
I would have thought at the time it was modelled it'll be London, it'll be all London Transport.
Yeah, how much?
Right. Okay.
It was only in like when the dereg in 1986 or whenever London happened, when it was like Go Ahead, Stagecoach, First, MTL. That's when you start to see different uniforms.
Right.
Well, let's go through the magazine. So we've got the Conductor. The figurine of a conductor is designed to stand on the platform at the rear of the bus or beside a seated passenger ready to issue tickets. And then it says the conductor with a Gibson ticket machine and money pouch can stand anywhere on the bus, but you will find it easier to position there on the platform. The metal key on the outside of the pouch was for opening the box behind the blind in order to change the destination. And then it goes on to details of the uniform. So details of the uniform are centrally based bus staff in the 1960s wore a winter uniform of navy blue wool and light blue piping. Country bus staff wore a similar uniform in dark green. Lighter weights were worn in the summer. Female staff had the option of wearing a skirt or trousers, and a tie was not compulsory. Both male and female staff had the option of wearing a white turtleneck. So caps or softer style berets could be put away in the conductor's locker under the stairs when not in use. A metal round badge was worn at the front of the hat, and lapels were finished with a griffin symbol embroidered in light blue. So that explains all about the uniform that our figure is in then, doesn't it?
Right.
It explains that she's in either a winter uniform or a summer uniform, and it's got light blue piping. That's piping down the legs, isn't it? Yes. And flipping around the shoulders and what have you. And then it's got a griffin symbol logo embroidered in light blue. So that explains that they are officially London Transport.
Right. So the griffin is a London Transport symbol.
Yes, must be. So throughout the magazine in issue 1, 2, 3, it just about shows you every conceivable part of a conductor, what they do, what they what they do during the daytime, what they do with the tickets, and it shows you actually them through a lot of ages. So through the First World War period into the Second World War, and then after the post-war years too, and then into the 1960s. And it shows you how the uniform and ticket machines and cultures have altered in the years. And one thing that strikes me right from 1919 is the fact that females were used as bus conductresses right throughout them years. And of course, when you think back to the First World War, who was left at home mostly to look after to keep the home fires burning? It was the women, and the women did the work. And no doubt, in the war years, there would have been women bus conductors and women bus drivers too.
There must have been women drivers, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So have a good read of the magazine issue 1, 2, 3. Study all the pictures carefully, because there's some lovely, lovely pictures of the bus drivers and conductors and conductresses in this week's magazine. I think it's absolutely wonderful. It's cultural heritage at its best.
Yeah, and don't forget that in the early magazines, I can't remember the exact number, but if you're interested in women in the war and post-war, there were some articles in the very, very early magazines.
Yes, there was. There was really interesting then, wasn't there?
Yeah, I really did enjoy them. I enjoy all the articles.
I mean, women building buses even, throughout the war years, because obviously they built our Spitfires and Lancasters and all the other planes, didn't they?
Yeah,
so,
I would imagine if you're able to build a bomb and a bomber and a fighter plane and, all the ammunitions, I would imagine that bus is probably quite easy for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I would have thought so. So, is everybody okay with that then? I don't think we can elaborate on it too very much, because obviously it's only a figure we're getting this week. And I suppose we could go on to what is in next week's magazine, if you've got that up, Adrian.
Yes.
Well, we'll bring that up. So, next week's magazine then, issue 124, got Build the Routemaster. Another panel is supplied and fitted to the rear offside of the model, together with trim strips. So, more building for you next week then, Steve?
Yes. More beading, more red screws. I've actually started the prep for it, so
okay. Shall we have a look at that then? Okay. Whoa. So this is rather shocking. Let's have a look then. So if you'd like to walk us through this then, Steve.
Yeah, I decided I wanted a side route number, and obviously I have to get it done before the panel goes on, because once that panel's on, that's it. We can't get to electrics. So what I did, I linked into the destination lights, cut the wires, soldered another set of but basically a wired bulb, LED bulb in, and obviously the bulbs sitting behind the staircase, and I cut the I actually, when I had the transfers made for watch your step and the eyes, I had some number 11s made, so so people can either just stick them on and not go and just represent it, or do what I've done, where I've actually cut it out, so the metal. I just drilled along the holes. There's a piece of perspex from the Harshette packaging,
Wow.
So I've not gone out and bought any perspex. I've used the packaging, and then behind that, I've actually used another piece of perspex and put the water slide transfer on that to give you the impression that it's not stuck to the window.
Wow.
So it looks like, you know, it gives you that 3D effect. And then behind that, I've actually stuck black card so you can't see any light bleed, and just left a little hole where the 11 is, so the maximum light will get to the number 11. So I don't know if it will show. You can actually, if I switch the lights off.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness me, that's fantastic.
Probably too dark, but it's it gives you the impression. I just wanted it to slightly have that yellowy glow.
Yeah, brilliant.
Which obviously then, you know, sort of does the bus as well. So obviously the panel will come off for the build, because all I've done is just put a few screws on. I actually do warn people. I've had a lot of trouble with mine. Every little piece I've had to file down because it just wouldn't fit. And I had to, in the middle here, where the metal's bent round, the holes don't line up. They line up at the bottom and they line up at the top. But the middle, it was like, it's just a fraction short, which I think is the way the metal bends, which maybe Dave might be able to explain how. But the metal's bent round the frame, and it was just a few holes were actually out of a line. So I've had to do I've had to actually drill into the frame to get the screw to fit it.
So you basically create your own screw hole.
Yeah. Or I've just slightly elongated the hole. So the screw goes in, but I reckon after if I keep taking the screw in, out, then it'll lose its grip. But I'm hoping there's enough grip with all the other screws. Along the panel wise. But I thought, well, you need a little bit of homework. I do recommend people to try to fit the panel. I had to undo all the beading at the top because it slides. It slides underneath the beading, so you have to watch that. But as you said, these little points here, where it juts out and fits into the panel, I've had to file every single one to make my panel fit.
I can quite well believe that, Steve, because I owned a couple of old buses a long time ago, and one of them, it needed a new back corner panel, and I knew that they were a bit difficult to fit, and you might think it's just bent tin work around the corner, but it isn't as simple as that. There's more actually to it, and I actually had a word with a bodybuilder, and he told me to offset the metal slightly before I actually bent it round something. Now that might seem a bit Chinese, but in actual fact, you have to do that to get a correct corner bend. It's only ever so slightly, but that slight tiny bit of difference off angle, rather than bending it round straight, actually makes all the difference on your panel work. And this is what we could be coming across here, but in a smaller scale, Steve, is the fact that we've worked all the way around this bus, and you've come back to like the beginning, if you like, or the end of where your panels meet, and so you've got all them inches right around the bus to take up in some way or shape or form, and that could be the reason why people are probably struggling with that.
I'm not I've not heard anybody else on Facebook saying they've had a problem with the panel. You know, it might be just my build. But I did notice when I actually did file the little small ones.
Yeah.
The hole is very, very close to the metal. So in the end, I've actually filed. There's no actual metal. That screw will go in, great.
Yeah.
But there's no metal around it to hold it in.
Oh,
I've had to file it down, which is actually got to the stage where there's it's very, very thin. I would, but there's that many screws to hold everything in. Plus, the beading goes down, and that'll hide. Or basically hide all the sins, because you can see how close it is at the top.
Yeah.
See how close it is at the top. But then look at the gap coming down. It goes wider.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's. It was to be expected, because I think quite a few people's had problems with the back frames.
Yeah.
But I got round it, a little bit of filing, I kept fitting it, taking it out, fitting it, till I was happy. And then obviously I just had to, I just checked all the screw holes with my nails, and the ones what were causing me the problem, I got a little Dremel drill out and just opened up the screws a little bit. So the screws do go in. They do go in, so so I'm quite happy with the fit. But as you said, it depends on what will happen with other people. It'd be interesting to find out what other people's builds are going to be like. Yeah.
And thank you for showing us that modification as well, because that is absolutely superb. That's an exclusive for us all, isn't it?
You saw a snippet last week. You mentioned it last week, but it wasn't. I hadn't done anything last week. It was just progress, and then obviously I got my subscription, and I set to work.
And then obviously next week we'll be building this issue, won't we?
We will be. So I mean, the panel will be taken off, and that's what I did.
Oh yeah.
Looks a bit brutal, I know, but I just
if it works,
just put the screws on, and then I got a little screwdriver on the back of it, not the front, the back, and I just snapped all the. It is tough metal.
Yeah.
It is tough. So I just got the metal and snapped for a screwdriver behind, and then broke all the bits of metal, and it came out, and then it was a bit of a filing job then.
Excellent, yeah. What a fantastic little modification it really is.
It's made such a difference.
What I just said, I think. I think Penny's got one of the transfers, and Adrian's got one of the transfers, so you can actually just put the transfer on and just have it. You don't have to go to. I've gone to that detail because that's what I wanted to do, because I want it lit up. But you can still get a little transfer, or even you want to paint a black box and have nothing on it.
Yeah, super. Right. Okay. Thanks for that, Steve. So, who shall we have next? Oh, but somebody disappeared. I see.
Can I just say something?
Yeah, of course you can.
It's come to his attention, that when we set this stream up, it's streaming to Dave's channel as unlisted, not public.
Oh, right.
So that's why we haven't got as many viewers, and there's not a lot in the chat. So from the three of us that host it, we apologise. It was a mistake we made. One of us is absolutely kicking themselves right now. And if you're watching this back, we do apologise if you didn't get to watch it live. You can get to it if you follow the link on Facebook, but you can't find it on YouTube at the moment.
Right.
Right.
We'll explain that why I've been sort of. Where's the notification? I can't find it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've got it on YouTube, but of course it's on my YouTube, isn't it? So
yeah. So apologies from myself, apologies from Dave, apologies from Adrian. It was just a bit of a mistake. It's unfortunately. So what you'll have to do, Dave, is as soon as we finish the show, go in there and make it public straight away.
Yeah. Okay. Well done.
That's
no
why
problem.
there's not so many.
So that's absolutely fine. I think you should go through the chat now anyway. So
yeah, we'll do. So Yorkshire Crafter says hi all.
Hi Julie.
Hi dear. Christine says hi Julie.
Hi Julie. Chris.
Geordie Dave says hi Julie and Christine.
Hi Geordie Dave.
Geordie Dave says if their uniform was like the post officers, the piping was dyed onto the trousers when they got wet. The dye would be on your leg when you took your trousers off.
Oh, yeah.
And P40F20, hi all. Sorry to be late. I was working on my bus and broke the wire off of this switch. Nothing I can't fix, but a lot of disassembly to get the switch out to fix it.
Oh no. Oh
yeah.
Heck. Sorry to hear that, P40F20. So yeah, we share your pain on the wires. On the wire work on the bus. We certainly do. So yeah, it is a bit poor, really, isn't it? So yeah, right. Okay. So who would like to go next? It's either Mark, or it's Penny, or it's Tony. Who shall we have?
I'll go next. I'll get mine out of the way.
Okay, well, we'll have you next then. So we'll put you on solo layout. There you go, Mark.
Okay, so let me switch to that. There we go. So my bus at the moment. So it's up to 65 today. 66 will be released in a video on my channel.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah. My camera's too low, but that's the bus with the bottom fixed in place.
Right.
Second thing,
must be getting some weight to it now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start thinking about a base very soon. So, but it's getting there.
Yeah.
So the second thing that I'd like to do, but I need to switch camera again, is because I'm quite far behind everybody.
Yeah.
To switch to this camera, I can do the figures in the order we've received them.
Yeah.
So the first one, which was in issue 46, was that.
Wow. Okay.
That
so
was the
the
first
Bill
one.
Happy Man or Mr. Harshett.
Yes.
Fleetwood J. Clothing.
Yeah.
It's the Harshett to me, yep.
Yeah.
So that was the first one. The second one, this was issue 53.
Twiggy.
Twiggy.
So I think a lot of people got the hair on the bottom deck.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's a bit tall.
Yeah. The third one came in issue 60.
I've forgotten her name.
Mrs. Smallbridge. Mrs. Small.
I want to say bottom. Something bottom.
I thought it was Small Bottom, but I don't think it is.
So
I can't remember. It was Gordy made that up, wasn't he? And that was just spot on. Such a good story.
Yeah.
So the next one, which came in issue 67, is the football fan.
Football fan. Yeah.
And
That's
wasn't there a whinge or something about the flag being upside down or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
And then there was another one about apparently it's not a Union Jack. It's because it's a Union Jack if it's on ship or something.
Yeah. Right. Didn't know that. Okay. So the next one, which was issue 77.
My favourite.
The Schoolboy.
Yeah. Schoolboy.
Yeah.
And do you already know where you're going to put these figures, Mark?
Sort of.
Right.
I keep changing my mind. I know the schoolboy's going to go on the top deck at the front because that's
Yeah,
where I used to be.
I'll say myself and Steve-O has a slight difference of opinion on where he goes.
Yeah.
We both respect each other's choice, but we don't quite, you know. But Steve's story of his schoolboy is brilliant, and I like mine. And
I mean, mine is. I thought, well, everybody's going to put the little boy in the same places, which is fair enough. And I just thought, well, I'm thinking, hopefully, if the bus drivers, it depends on what colour the bus driver is. You know, he's just his dad. I'm just saying that's his dad, and he's at the front seat. Yeah. He's on his way to school with his dad, maybe. But or we said he might be a bus spotter, a young bus spotter. So he appreciates the AC engine.
Yeah,
so he wants to be up where the action is, where most people wanted to be upstairs and to see the world.
Yeah. Okay, so the next one, which came in 71, is that one.
Beatnik Girl.
Yeah. And the next one, this one came in issue 94.
Peter Capaldi.
Doctor Who.
I don't care what anyone says. Mine's been called Peter Capaldi. All he needs is a sonic screwdriver, and he's spot on there.
Okay, and then that leaves issue 123. Is that one?
Lovely.
The Conductor, brilliant. So, and we've one more missing, haven't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I just thought I'd show all them just because I haven't put them in my bush yet. But I've got the issues, so I could show them to everybody what we've had.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that.
No problem.
Excellent.
Okay.
And I wish you luck on the rest of your journey of your bus as well, because obviously it does take quite a lot of doing from 64, 65, 66. Takes quite a bit of doing, doesn't it? So
he will laugh, he will cry, he will shout.
Yeah.
You will go through every possible emotion, and then you will create some new emotions as well.
Unfortunately, you know, see that on
I think if you hear the plastic cracking and crunching, that's when you start worrying.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Because everybody we were trying to put the chassis on with the back end till someone said, "Have you tried taking the back bulkhead off?"
Yeah.
And it just fell on. We were all trying to stretch it and squash it, and
well, I snapped one of the tabs off mine, didn't I? I just kind of watched it ping. Do you know what? I moved out of that room now, and I still can't find it.
But now, obviously, I've watched other people's builds, and they're taking the back bulkhead off. It's like, I've done 65, and you're thinking, I wish we knew that when we were.
Took me about an hour to do 65 tonight.
I think someone did tell me to take the back off, and I have a little bit of stubbornness that I want to try and do it as per the magazine. So I think I did it without taking the back. I'm sure it's probably someone highly intelligent like P40 F20 who probably sat there watching it, gone, take the back off. And I'm like, no, we'll do it. We'll do it.
I think you did get a comment, and you went, "No, I'm doing it as the build."
Yeah.
I remember. I personally myself, I took it off.
Yeah.
After seeing you sort of wrestle with it, and then that snapping sound as it went clunk, and I went,
Yeah. So just to let you know, good news now. It's now going public, not unlisted. Somebody's managed to fiddle with it.
Yeah, I gotta confess, I had a little play with the setting, and I thought this is either going to go well, or we're going to end the stream. And I thought, if the stream gets ended, I'll take the bollocking. And I just changed one of the settings, and all of a sudden, it's popped up on Dave Say's channel. It's still unlisted everywhere else.
Yeah.
But then I noticed straight away we got a few viewers
Yeah.
Yeah, we have. Yeah,
Chat's gone a bit mad as well.
Yeah. So I'm just going to come on to that, Mark. If you can read the chat from wherever you got to.
Okay.
And then we'll bring in Tony.
So Yorkshire Crafter said, "I've just had the notification. That must be when it went public."
Yeah.
Geordie Dave said, "Just had notifications too." Oh, goodness. Fleetwood J, please, everybody, won't be nice in the comments and keep to the subject.
Really nice to see Fleetwood. Hello.
Yeah, nice to see you, Fleetwood.
Oh.
And then we've got Yorkshire Crafter. Hi, Fleetwood. Oh. Chris Camplin. Hi, everyone.
Hello, Chris Camplin.
P40F20. Yes, Dave, the wiring setup is poor. One of the wires has also broken off the small light panel for the destination blind. Oh, bother.
Oh,
I think we can go through, can't we, and name all the problem. You know, like issue 75, the destination box wires, the dreaded battery box, the switch, the wires underneath the chassis, underneath the top deck. You know all the pinch points, can't you? When it's coming up in builds now, it's like, yeah.
Okay, the next one, Fleetwood J. Please, everybody, be nice in the comments. After last week's show, a few people were not nice, and this won't be acceptable.
Yeah, thank you for that, Fleetwood.
Yeah.
Chris Camplin, did people see Chris Davies' video did Monday with the wiring problem? I did, Chris Camplin.
I've got about 20 minutes left to go.
Yeah, but I went into StreamYard after the show had finished and talked to him. So
I've got some theories, but I don't know if the theories that other people have already gone through.
P40F20 says, hi, Geordie Dave. Geordie Dave says, P40F20, my side destination blind does not work as wire broke. Oh. P40F20, I believe that I can fix mine, Geordie Dave. Chris Camplin, at Penelope's Pit Stop, me and Chris are going to soon tackle the build of the 3D printer you gave him. Just waiting on screws that should arrive Friday.
Yeah, I got a message from Chris about that. I gave him that printer on the basis that I don't even know if it'll work. But it's going to cost him it's costing nothing to try.
Yeah. And then P40F20, I took my back off, Penny. That's what I did today. I took mine off. So,
I wish I could take mine off because it's killing me.
Tell you what, I needed replacement knees after this morning. I tried to get out of bed. I was walking. I couldn't bend my knees very well.
Well, a little bit later on, Penny's got something rather special to share with us. But in the meantime, we'll go to our special guest star tonight.
He's been waiting very patiently.
Yeah. He has been waiting very patiently, and that is Mr. Tony Evans. Tony, what can you tell us about your bus?
Hello, everybody. And this is my bus I've been building over the past nearly 2 years.
Wow.
Where do I start?
Wow. Oh, wow. Well, you can actually start by telling us how are you moving it around like that?
Well, there's a seat base for a car underneath that you actually use, you know, to get easier to get out of a car. That's actually sat on the table under the base. So I commandeered it. But everything works on my bus, except for the cord the passengers pull to ring the bell. Yeah, I think when I put the top deck on, it actually crimped the wire, you know, some of the cord underneath where it comes through the ceiling. But apart from that, everything else works. I've managed to get the wiring sorted.
Fabulous. You've got
on my
much headlights than I have.
I've actually sat the schoolboy upstairs. He's upstairs in this front window because I believe that's where a schoolboy he'd run upstairs and he'd want to sit seeing the world upstairs. Yeah, I do like the theory of, you know, he'd be sat downstairs with his dad, hearing the engine, but mine have put him there.
Excellent.
I've gone along with Steve-O's excellent idea of the mirror tiles, and I wish I had a GoPro and a camera set up so I could show you when you switch the lights on the chassis of the bus underneath.
Yeah. Oh, look at that! Wow.
What I've actually done, instead of 4 lights, I've actually used 5 lights, and I've put one right underneath the engine bay.
Yeah.
Excellent idea.
So there's not just it actually really nicely lights all the engine up from underneath.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know whether that's showing.
Yeah, it is. Well, I can tell you from personal experience, in the days of yore, in the bus garages of yore, in other words, in the olden days, they used to have very old buses that wouldn't start very well in the morning. So one of the tricks was to put some lights underneath the engines just to keep the chill off the engines. And they used to put a light bulb lit, obviously on strings, on wires, underneath the engine bay, just to keep the frost off. And one light bulb will actually keep the frost off, quite a large area. And it would make the bus start much easier in the morning if they had a light bulb underneath it.
Oh, lovely.
Oh,
yeah.
And I believe that actually came from one of the garages in London, London Transport, because I think I said before that I used to go visit the garages in London when I was a small child. So, what can I ask you, Tony? What's your intention to do? Are you going to show the bus? Are you going to put it in a cabinet? Are you going to have you got other models that you're going to show it with, or
although I've built this spinner base, I actually think that I'm going to actually buy a base from David Buckingham, and I'm going to do the same as Steve-O, where you put the mirror towers on with the lights on that base, and then try and mount it onto the wall. You know, it's got to go in your living room. And this spinner base is just too big for the living room, so I think it's got to go somewhere where it's a talking point. But I actually do want to try and get an acrylic perspex lid made for it. Over the top. I think some brackets, some strong brackets on wall. Mount it on the wall.
Yeah. Have you got proper brick walls in your house, or is it stud walls?
No, it's proper brick walls.
Oh, that's not too bad then, because obviously it's really heavy, isn't it?
Yep. I don't know whether you can see from the angle there. If you zoom, I can't zoom in, but where I've actually put the bus spotter on the way to the model show with his Routemaster in hand.
Oh yeah, fabulous!
It's actually one of the Doctor Who figures.
That is a fabulous idea.
We got into the subject of, shall we put another model inside the model Routemaster on a model Routemaster?
Yeah. I was going to say, I bet you haven't put another tiny one inside there, have you?
No, I think that's a bit beyond. Yeah, and I think everybody's gone and put the couple on the top deck, haven't they, together? Yeah, and I think the man that's got the pipe smoking, he should go upstairs, because was it in those days it was top decks with smoking?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, top deck smoking.
Yeah, and the football fans at the back here on the seats on the way to the match.
Yeah, and
the ladies down the front here, away from the rowdy football fan, who might be cheering away and might have had a few, his mates might get on, so she just wants a bit of peace down the front.
Yeah, don't blame her.
Yeah.
I don't blame him, especially if he's chanting about the football, because obviously it is 1966 it's supposed to be, so...
Yeah.
And England did win the World Cup in 1966, didn't they?
Yeah.
So where are you going to put your conductress, Tony?
I think same as Steve-O. That makes sense. On the back platform here.
Have you got some light blades also?
Yeah, I wanted to show you that. I don't know whether you could see. If you look where the back indicator's flashing now, where it's flashing, then as I turn it around, if you look on the other side.
Oh, yeah, you can see it, yeah.
Exactly
yeah,
like
you can
that.
see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I put my conductress there, because it hides it.
Yeah, that's that side. Obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it. That's quite surprising, is that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's surprising how much you can see it. So, how would you rate this then, Tony? I'm interested to know how you would rate it as a model. You know, out of 10, 1 to 10, how would you rate it?
I'd say 9. Yeah. I really like. Now the panels are going on. It's really impressive.
Yeah.
I think I would have gave it a 10 if I had if they'd have spent more time on the electrics, or the electrics tend to be in such a pain.
Yeah.
I was relieved not to snap my battery box actually, or the switch. You know, I was really relieved not to mess any of this wiring up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's coming along nice.
It is coming along nice, absolutely. It looks absolutely beautiful on there. And I was going to make a lazy Susan that I could turn round and then put like a peg in every so often, you know, so I could turn it round a little bit, put a peg in so that it held it rigid. And then, you know, I could set things and paint something, or, you know, whatever, or build something, and then take the peg out so that it turned, and then I could put the peg in at a different place. Do you know what I mean?
So it locks
so
it.
So it locks it in. But I didn't got to that stage yet. So, but yeah, that was one of my ideas. I was going to buy a lazy Susan and then doctor it with quite a few holes around it, and so I could pop a peg in and to stop it turning.
Yeah.
Do you want to just bring up the chat?
I do feel Steve-O's pain with the back frame, and I'm hoping I don't get problems here too, where I'm pointing now.
Yeah.
With regards to that light bleed, if we'd have known about it before we put the back on, could we have perhaps put a bit of black electrical tape over it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could. Yeah. I would have said so to stop it from bleeding through. Yeah. A bit of black.
So obviously, all those that aren't at this stage can now learn from that, and then get some black. I think I got half a ton of it because I keep losing it, so I buy another roll, and then eventually I find all 50 rolls that I've been buying. So
all you have to do is stick it on the back wall, don't you, of where the ticket box is?
Yeah.
Just fill that, stick it over the conductor's the used ticket box.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just going to say, could you bring the chat up, please, Mark? And then
so Build with Adrian, LOL. Love Minis, hi all.
Hi, Love Mini.
Jolly Dave, my schoolboy is upstairs too.
Yeah. Jolly
Dave again. It kept the oil viscous, I think.
Yeah, that's popping a light under the engine.
Yeah. Izzy Harris, hi guys. Sorry to join so late. Good to see you all. Stay safe.
Hello, Izzy. Thanks for joining.
We're just happy to have you here.
Geordie Dave, electrics have let the bill down, so I agree with the 9.
Yeah, I agree with the 9 as well.
And we've got Royce the boy. Good evening, Dave and everyone.
Good evening, Royce. Thanks for joining us. Roy used to work on Routemasters, so obviously, if we can just spin that around a little bit, this is Tony Evans's build that we're looking at the moment, and so this is up to issue 121, is it, Tony?
122.
122, sorry, yeah. Yeah, up to issue 122, and there's issue 130 it goes up to, Roy. So we're very nearly there now at the minute. But you can see that, there we are. Tony's showing us a close-up when, there we are. So if you like to zoom it a little bit if you can, Tony. I don't know whether you can spin it a little bit the other side so we can see the near side perhaps.
Yeah, I think it's trying to get a better angle.
Yeah, trying to get a better angle.
It's hard just having a laptop and
not a camera, yeah, I understand that. But wow, it just looks superb. I mean, we can see that chassis through there, the engine and everything.
The engine now.
Wow.
Amazing.
That's brilliant. Yeah, that's
brilliant. What difference the extra light makes under the engine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's a clearer one if you want to. It's the same. It obviously he's done the same as myself.
Just go on to Steve-O's deal. There's Steve-O's chassis. Yeah, fabulous. Absolutely fabulous.
Now, if you're going to put mirrored tiles on the bottom, do you think it's worth putting a very light wash, like a grey wash, very, very light, nothing too major, just to sort of emphasise the detail a little bit?
Well, it depends on when you want to.
Yeah, it's something we do with model figures a lot. Yeah. And what that will do is the wash will sink into the recesses without actually sitting on the main. So what you'll get is you get a little tiny bit, and it's effectively like drawing around all the detail parts with a black with a like not a dark pen, but just a slightly darker.
I mean, I actually coloured every black screw under that chassis got painted silver. The heads,
yeah.
So I've done mine as basically it's a nearly new bus.
Yeah.
So it's.
Yeah, I don't mean like put enough wash on it that it looks like it's not. It's an old bus.
Yeah.
But just a little tiny bit, just so that it
looks a little bit. This looks like straight out the showroom, doesn't it? It's never done any work yet.
Right. You see the part there that's in the middle of the screen.
Yeah.
And you've got all those little bits of detail on it.
Yeah.
What a wash would do is it would just sink around the recesses, and it would just highlight that detail a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't go full on black wash with it.
No.
If anybody knows what I'm talking about, consider it.
Yeah. I suppose it would highlight it a little, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I've actually, if you can actually see, I've actually silvered my floor base.
Yes.
So I think some people have done black, and some people have left it just the brown plastic.
Yeah.
So as the chassis before the chassis and the body came together, I sprayed mine silver to sort of highlight it. But it's the same setup. I've only got 4 lights. I do have a spur light, so I might even put the 5th light in myself. Because when I ordered them from eBay, they came in a pack of 5. But yeah, I think it just opens up another part of the build where it would never be seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no way I'm letting anybody lift my bus up just to have a look at the engine.
That's right. And it's the weight as well, because I suppose everybody's the same. You know, they tend to. And the steering, you can actually demonstrate. You know, I know it's not a very good lock.
Yeah.
But at least you can demonstrate the steering.
Yeah.
There's no pressure in there on that little gearbox. What was it? What was in the that little gearbox we made?
Yeah.
Which is
I can imagine if you've got the front wheels on the ground and you use that steering wheel, I don't think it's going to last very long.
No.
No.
No, but it's
definitely not.
I've just shown you obviously my chassis because obviously it's a bit clearer than Tony, but it just gives you that idea why he was
fabulous.
It's brilliant. As soon as I saw it the first time, I'm like, wow, I've got to get some mirrored tiles.
So let me just go back to Tony and then.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
I'm back in the light now, and obviously we can see the side detail of your model. I absolutely love the near side.
Yeah.
The detail, the size, everything. It's just so impressive, isn't it, Tony?
Yeah.
It's so impressive with the detail.
When the London Transport bottom panels went on, it just like, wow. You know, it wasn't a plain plastic base anymore, or, you know.
No.
The panels made it.
Yeah, they did, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, it looks absolutely wonderful. I can't stop saying that because, well, I'm just in awe of this model. I really am. I knew it would be nice, but I didn't expect it to be this nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm saying
about it. I mean, I know it's not. I mean, obviously, we've talked in the past about when you scale something down, you're going to lose a little bit of something, and I appreciate that there's little things that have been lost, but I just think there's so much that is there.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I just love it. It's just, yeah.
It's just the. I don't know whether it's the size or the colour or the fact that we know exactly what it is, or we've seen them in real life, or, you know, what is it that is so appealing about this model? It is just wonderful. It really is.
I think it's comfort. You know, people talk about comfort food. There's a little bit comforting about the bus. You know, you're walking home from work. It's pouring down the rain. It's dark. You don't know where you are. You jump the bus and it's going to take you home to safety.
Yeah.
And with something like the Routemaster, you're going to get a welcoming as well, because that's his job. You know, in this modern age, you get people like me and Steve that are all grumpy because you're giving us a £20 note for single.
Yeah.
And, you know, and all the sarky comments we come out with now, well, we wouldn't have got away with that in the 60s, would we?
No, definitely not. No.
How
Anyway,
long is the bus behind? Same length as this one, 40 foot.
Yeah. Anyway, Tony, thank you ever so much for showing us your bus tonight. That's been absolutely
Can I ask a bit of a cheeky question? Tony, I noticed that your base is much wider than the bus. Is that because you plan to do something with it?
Yeah, I was going to actually build a platform here, you know, with a bus stop and different things like Fleetwood J has done on this one. That's why I put the road felt on. The actual timber itself is from B&Q, and they're actually stair spindles.
Yeah.
I think they're about £3 something each, so you just get those, and, you know,
But if you know what
very easy to make. Yeah, very easy.
I mean, I was just looking at the width of it. I mean, maybe it's like, but there's a good idea for you there, Dave. If you don't want people touching your bases, touching your buses at the shows, just make a base that's like 3'2" wide all around, and they can't get in, can they?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Right. Okay. Well, thank you ever so much again, Tony, for coming on and showing us that. That is marvellous. That is a wonderful model. You've done really, really well with that. Okay,
thank you.
So who's next? I think that's Lee. Penny. Penny.
This is my bus.
This is your bus.
Right. Okay. So I moved house over the weekend.
Okay.
I've now hired some storage. It's sitting in storage, and I need to sort this place out before I can bring it in. But I'm hoping to get it in for probably tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, my little heart sunk when I heard you say about everyone showing their buses, and I'm like, yeah, I can show you a bus, but I can't show you the bus. To be honest with you, I'm actually glad, because looking at Tony's, mine's behind as well, but I couldn't follow Tony. So in a sense, I'm glad I'm able to. This is it. Because Tony's build is, and you know, you got Steve-O and Tony on, and then you got yours and Christine's bus. Yeah, I'm a little bit embarrassed, to be honest with you.
No, don't feel like that at all. I mean, obviously you're a busy person working, you know, and
I've mastered the art of looking busy. You know, it's
but all through lockdown and everything. So you know, we've got to take our hats off to you, being a key worker, and all we can do is thank you for what you've been doing. You know, your bus is a hobby, you know, and it's something you're going to enjoy. You know, it's not something that you have to rush.
Well, this is it. I mean, I think if I was bringing it down, I mean, I think I was right to leave it in Newport. And now that I've got the storage unit, I think, you know, we brought it down over the weekend. It's nice and safe in storage. I mean, at one point today, this PC that I've got, it's a massive lump, and I managed to knock it, and I actually knocked it over. Well, thank goodness it wasn't the bus. Right now, I've got nowhere to put it. So.
Okay.
And I just noticed my sheets coming undone. Sorry, my background is falling apart.
Do you just want to bring the chat up, Mark, if you can, please?
Yeah, of course I can. So, Jody Dave says, would emphasize all the detail. I think that means about the mirror tiles.
That's,
P40F20 says, fix the switch wire while I watch the show. Multitasking.
Brilliant.
Wow.
Jody Dave says, cool P40. And Yorkshire Crafter and the diamond painting too. Sorry, yeah, we didn't mention that. Tony.
No.
Diamond painting in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's something I'm looking forward to, because I bought that as well, but I haven't started mine yet. So I'm really looking forward to that. So Tony, was it you did that, Tony, or your wife?
Cheryl.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cheryl did this.
Yeah.
First time she'd ever done one. She's found it quite addictive now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I can vouch for that one.
Yeah, I'll blame Yorkshire Crafter.
Yeah.
I saw the first one that came on. Is it here or somebody put it on that was doing it, and I just had to have it, you know. So it looked quite daunting when it first came, you know. Just a little. I thought, how small are those little deals, you know, the diamonds? But she's persevered and finished it, which is quite nice. And she's nearly completed. She's nearly completed another one. So, yeah.
Well, Penny and Yorkshire Crafter have actually got a little show on YouTube. And I was talking earlier to Tony, and I was asking him, you know, would Cheryl be interested in popping along to Penny's and Yorkshire Crafter's show just to show a few things, if that was all right with Penny and Yorkshire Crafter. So obviously, if you want to get talking, and then because if she's into diamond painting, I mean, you guys are doing diamond painting, and the things you're producing is wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Julie's on a one-woman mission to get everybody diamond painting. She hasn't got to me or Dave yet.
See, this is why I asked her to help with the show. I thought, well, if I'm going to go under with it, you're coming with me.
Okay, right. I'll go back to chat. Okay. So Eric would say that looks fantastic, Tony.
Thank you very much.
20, beautiful bus, Tony.
Thank you.
Georgie Dave says, nice, Tony.
Thank you, Dave.
And Love Mini's great model.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. It's a great model.
It's just you get left now, Dave. You haven't done anything.
Oh, right. I haven't done anything. Right, okay. Well, I suppose I better try and put my camera on then, haven't I, and see what we can find out. Before I do that, I'll say that in my Sunday streams, I was saying about I wanted to be a couple of issues in front of Christine, wasn't I? Well, this was about 6 weeks ago, and well, I'm not in front of Christine at all. In fact, Christine is in front of me. Surprise, surprise. So here we are. So here's our two buses. And here we are. I'll just pop myself on big screen. There we go. So here we have Christine's bus. And doesn't she look absolutely wonderful?
Wow.
Hopefully you can see the things that what we've done to it. This is issue 110 and then issue 111. So I'm only on about issue 109, I believe it is, or 110, something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm actually behind. No, I'm issue 109. So I'm actually 2 issues behind Christine. But look at that. I mean, she looks absolutely wonderful, doesn't she? So all the roof's all fixed on now. I've got some touching up to do on the cream paint here, there and everywhere, as you do, you know, because we're obviously putting screwdriver on paint. It's obviously taking a bit of paint off, but we've got some red here and some gold, the gold leaf paint that I bought and the red paint that I bought, which matches up with round the windows. And it'll have the cream strip just under the windows, and you can see that side maybe that there isn't a cream strip there yet, but it'll have a cream strip all the way around. And then the same on the bottom deck windows, it'll have a cream strip at the top of the windows and a cream strip on the bottom of the windows, just there, all the way around. And it'll have these 2 gold strips and the red strip all the way around. And I've stopped short here because I have to actually remake this panel, the air ducting and the flap here. I have to remake that, and that's because the original, the one that came with Harchette, it's a grill, and when you look at this particular bus, it isn't a grill, it's half filled in. So I've got some plastic card, and I'm going to cut out some plastic card and cut out the grill and replace it with plastic card and leave half the grill remaining at the top, and then obviously paint the red in and the gold in across there, which will fill that in across there nicely. And that'll mean then that the front end is very, very nearly finished. So shall we spin them around?
Yes.
Wow.
Okay, so we'll spin them around and we'll see what you can see. I think I've got my light on the brightest setting. I don't know how it's coming out back there, but yeah, all the roofs all in, all the rain guards are all in on this one, and all the electrics work except I haven't got all the batteries in at the moment, and I've got the back framework on. And I've left the back framework in red because it doesn't matter. It'll all be covered with panels. And I left the red right round the outside there on the window because on the Shilly Beer bus, It has red round the outside of the windows. Round comes my bus. My bus has had all its roof fastened down. All its electrics have been tested, and I'm ready now to go on to issue 110, which is that front corner panel. And as I say, I'm 2 issues behind Christine. The difference with my bus is that round the back here, I've painted the framework in dark blue, and then round the window, I've scratched off all the red paint, and I've replaced it with some rubber black paint to show that it's actually not red round the window, because that would be wrong on my model. Christine's, what else have we done to Christine's? Well, one thing that we haven't done so far is put this young lady on here. So there's this young lady to go on, which we've been talking about tonight, the conductress. And Christine's got to decide where she wants this conductress. At the moment, I could probably get her in upstairs. I could get her downstairs, you know, by carefully placing her in. It just depends where she wants her. So I'll wait to what she says about that. The problem I've got is that in Hull, where my bus originates from, they wouldn't have had conductors with this uniform and with this particular ticket machine, which is a Gibson ticket machine. They would have had a set-right ticket machine or an Almex ticket machine or similar, or a Willowbrook ticket machine. So, and they wouldn't have had, obviously, the LT logo that's on the bag there. And they wouldn't have had Tiki on the bag. They probably would have had the Tiki in the pocket. And they probably wouldn't have had these epaulets on and everything, and the caps. The caps would have been different. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this conductress for my bus yet. That's a bit undecided. But anyway, any suggestions are worthwhile. I'm looking at suggestions on what to do with her. I suppose I could try and place her so that you could only see just a little bit of her in the bus, so that it did look familiar to this area. But obviously she's the London area and not the Hull area. So totally wrong really for my bus, which is such a shame, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, isn't it? Yeah. It's like the bowler-hatted man. The bowler-hatted man is sat there in Christine's bus, but in mine, I haven't got one, because in Hull, there would hardly ever been a bowler-hatted man. And, you know, I mean, that's sad, but true. You know, and that's just because we're a long way up north from London, and obviously London is where the money is, and London was where the bankers were, and you know, it was bowler-hatted men that were in London, wasn't it? So, yeah. You know, my bus doesn't have a bowler-hatted man. It has everything else, but not a bowler-hatted man. Christine's bus, the schoolboy, is sitting downstairs, and he's down there. I don't know whether you can see him there, can you? Down there. Yeah. He's sat down there, and on Christine's bus, she's got the lovers, as she calls them, up there on separate seats each side of the bus, and she's got the old lady sitting there. She's got the Twiggy halfway down the bus there, and the football fan there. He's looking at Twiggy, and as I said, the bowler-hatted man is sat back up here. And then on my bus, I've got the schoolboy in the near side upper deck window, which is where I would have sat as a child, which I often did sit as a child, riding on buses, which I did many, many times in the 60s and 70s. I've got downstairs, I've got the young lady 2 seats back from where Christine has. I've got the old lady sitting there. I've got the football fan sitting at the opposite side looking at the young lady. And I've got the lovers. Yes, the lovers, the beatnik girl and boy, or whoever we call him, Peter Sputnik or whatever they call him, they're both sitting in this top corner. Look, the lovers in the sneaky lovers corner. So
I think that's where most people would have put the lovers, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I think so. And obviously he's got his arm around her, and they're having a tete-a-tete on the back seat there. So yeah, that's what we're up to.
Lovely.
Christine's bus, we're on to 112 next, which is the rear destination panel. Now, with Christine's bus being a London bus, she can have all the London destinations on, which is fine. And you might notice back here, if you can see, it's even got CUV 208C, which is her original registration number for the Shillybee bus. And consequently, I've got my WLT 871 on my rear destination blind. So on my bus, I'll be starting on this one next, this panel up here, 110. And I'm really excited now. I'm really excited about getting this paintwork sorted, the panel sorted, and everything else. Now, I did have a request during a couple of weeks back, a request from one of the members saying, is it possible that I could give them my London transport transfers from the side of the bus because they'd like to purchase them from me? Well, unfortunately, that is not possible because the panels already come with the London Transport logos on. And obviously, I'll be using them panels, but overspraying them and putting other logos on. This will have the omnibus, the Shillybee George Shillybee omnibus livery and logos on. Will this one? And my one will have the East Yorkshire transfers on in gold. So obviously I can't give anybody the London Transport transfers from down the side because obviously they're already stuck to the panels. So I'm waiting in anticipation for destination blinds coming for this one. I've got small amounts of destination that I can make up the front with, and I'm thinking to myself now, do I make up cards that I can slot in? So that's an idea I'm thinking about for this one, because obviously the London Transport blinds are no good to this one whatsoever. So anyway, that's about me finished, I think. As I say, I'm sorry I didn't catch up with my bus, but Christine's bus is 2 weeks ahead. 2 issues ahead of mine, and doesn't it look absolutely splendid?
But to be at that stage, you've done really well, because obviously the stage that we're at, you're obviously double the work that we're doing.
Yeah.
And with two buses, if you've got the two buses, then you quadruple the work that we're doing.
Yes, absolutely.
So amazing, superb.
So let me go back to the camera view.
I'll just do chat then.
Okay.
So Paul 61C70 says, I wanted to do some diamond painting, but I can't afford the diamonds. That's a joke. You got Christine say, oh dear, LOL. Georgie Dave says, lovely pair of buses, Dave.
Thank you very much.
P40F20 says, drop dead gorgeous work you've done on those buses, Dave.
Thank you very much indeed.
Dan O builds, all the bus look great. Well done all.
Thank you.
Flack, Geordie Dave and Yorkshire Crafter, everyone who's done an amazing with their buses. Fantastic work.
Yeah.
Thank you ever so much.
And I'm telling you one thing, you're lazy Susan is not lazy, Dave, having to move them buses around.
No, it's not lazy, no.
No, it's hard working, Susan.
Yeah.
Right. Do we have something to tell people, Penny, or are we leaving that to a different day? Or?
Well, it's up to you guys. You know, we've been an hour and a half on the show. Do you want to hear about adventures?
I would like to hear, but it's if everybody else would like to hear about adventures.
Okie dokie. So,
okay.
As I've mentioned once or twice, I moved at the weekend. And I think this whole idea had sort of started off by me saying to him, I'll come down and pop down and see you. And then he said, oh, I'll come up and help you with the move. And then we just kind of escalated it from there. And the next thing I know, we've organised just a few select little people, just the main Routemaster guys. And we all met up at a place called the Stockyard, was it? Yeah. So on Monday morning, there was 7 of us piled into the Stockyard, had a meal, and all met. And it's surprising how different people are. What was the expression of the day? It's the first time we've seen people's legs.
Yeah, from there down.
Yeah, so instead of coming back from Newport to London, I went up to Rotherham and then came down to London, and we had a jolly good day out, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we were very, very privileged that Steve-O brought his bus up, and I can absolutely tell you that if it looks good on camera, seeing it in real life is so much more of a privilege, wasn't it? And it was just fantastic. I was just gobsmacked. So we have we don't have them on slides, but we have a photo show if anyone is interested.
Yeah.
So shall I do the slides and everybody can talk about them?
That'd be great if you could.
Oh, right. So
yeah.
I don't know if it's this one. There we go. So that was a photo that Adrian took to sort of get everyone going, I think. But we pretty much the actual house move wasn't 100% smooth, and we had no kettle when we got home, so we were every time we wanted coffee we had to go out and buy. Probably would have been cheaper to go out and buy a kettle actually than keep fire. So yeah, this is all of us at the Stockyard.
Yeah,
with Steve's
yeah, this is Steve's bus. So obviously in there you've got Julie Yorkshire Crafter on the left there. You've got Adrian, myself, Mark, and then Steve, and then Christine as well. So Christine's there as well.
Wow.
So, and I think there's one with you on it somewhere in the penny.
Oh, unfortunately, I am in there somewhere. I tried to avoid having my photo taken, but you were too pushy, Dave. So this is the mirror tiles on Steve's base, and it's just look at the detail it creates.
I think it was the first time I actually saw it out in the sunshine.
Yeah,
it's always been in room and artificial light, so it was nice to see the vehicle actually in the sunshine.
Yeah. I will warn everyone, I was a little bit excessive with the photos because I'd rather have like a load of bad pictures that I can get rid of than missing that actual shot that I wanted. So there is quite a few, and there it is. How amazing does that look?
Looks absolutely fabulous.
And then this is
you're asking about the drain plugs, weren't they, on the side of the bus?
I just saw. I'm like, I've got to get that photo in.
Yeah,
it's just brilliant. But isn't it nice to actually be able to use your finger and point and actually see it, rather than well, as opposed to, I mean, obviously it's the best we can do, but can you get that camera angle round, please? And so here's a couple of people. Again, I think we've got this similar shot. Oh, there's me.
Oh, there's Kelly in the background.
There's me. Yeah. So, and I managed to skip on that one. So this one is a few shots of Steve's bus, and it's brilliant. I absolutely love his bus. And Dave, you managed to get in this shot, didn't you?
I think so. Yeah. No, not in that one.
Yeah, in the top left. There's your finger.
Oh yeah, my thumb, yeah.
So again, this is one where everyone was standing around and chatting, and I just thought that caught the day, really.
Yeah,
well, it did, because we tried to say goodbye to each other 4 times, and an hour and a half later, we were still there chatting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was a fabulous day.
It really was. These look like we've got the same pictures.
It could be, yeah. We did try to take quite a bit, didn't we? So.
Yeah. Oh, there's me being interested, and that's the place, the stockyard.
Yeah, and it was a lovely meal too, wasn't it?
It was all right. Do you know what? It didn't cost a lot of money. There we go. There's all of us eating.
Yeah.
I had a lovely lasagna and chips.
I had a lovely fish and chips.
Oh. I love fish and chips.
I've got to be honest. When they
go back. There you are, the host of the show.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
With my cheap jumper, my dirty jeans, and my pink trainers.
Well, he was busy, very busy.
That's my excuse, and I'll stick with it. That's
that
30% of Willow we got home. And I had to include this one. This is Adrian Paddington Station. Oh, I've lost the tab. Lost the tab. Yeah.
Do you want me to bring you back to you?
That's all right. So, to me, funnily enough, was the double take guy.
Yeah.
Steve had his bus on you saw it on the table, and there was just nothing to do with us. I guess he was a trucker or something, stopped for a break, and as he was walking past, he looked, carried on, then looked again, and he actually had to stop and then have a look at the bus. And even though it was Steve's bus, it filled me with such a sense of pride that someone who's obviously where we all have, you know, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything, or, you know, look at the positives. This guy could have just carried on walking. And I think the best compliment anyone has given any of us, I think, is that guy who stopped and he had to ask about it. He thought it was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. We know that, but, you know, it's confirmation, isn't it?
Steve's bus really made the day. Really made, because like we had it as a centerpiece on the table while we were eating our meal, and we had our photographs with it, and you know, it just really, and it made us think actually about, could we do something in the future that would get more people together with their buses, you know, if that's possible. Would that be possible to meet somewhere with all our buses one day when they're all finished, and we line them all up on a massive table or a massive display or whatever, and we take pictures and we get everybody round, and you know, we can all you know, we can all lust in the glory of our model making skills with our and look at each other's builds and say, well, you know, okay, I did that mod, or I didn't do that mod, or whatever. You know, is that possible one day? Could we do that?
It is. We talked a long time ago about a meet, and I think generally the consensus was that no, it's going to be too tricky, the logistics of it, where to hold the meeting, and this has been 2 weeks in the planning, 3 weeks, 2 weeks. It wasn't a massive amount of planning, and we've managed 7 people. 1, 2, 3. About 7 people.
Yeah.
6. Yeah, 7 people with fairly short notice. So I think if we actually organised a day, and I think the easiest way to organise it is, we're going to be hit on a certain day. You're all welcome to join us.
Yeah. and it would be much better if you brought your bus as well.
Would you agree most people are off on a Sunday?
Yeah, I think most people are, even bus drivers.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, it's something that I would plan a day off for. You know, this new job I'm going for, because I get paid a little bit more for weekends, my attitude is, I'll work every weekend. But I would actually say, I'm unavailable Sunday. Do whatever it takes to get that day off. If the man just said to me, I can give you Sunday off, but you got to do 3 rest days, I'd go deal. You know. So Christine, I'll just bring that up just for everyone. Sorry, nicking your job, Mark. Christine says about this guy. He says he did say there were not many of them, and we said we all have one.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll catch up with chat. So we've done that one. Everyone done that one. So Christine said it was a fantastic day, love you all. Yorkshire Crafter said it was Christine.
Yeah.
Darren Kendrew, your builds are looking very impressive, Dave.
Thank you, Darren.
Love Minis says great.
Thank you.
Jody Dave says natural shots are the best.
Yeah.
Christine say he did say that they're not. Oh, we've just done that one with Penny. And the last one is from Mark Knight. Good evening, all. Sorry, I'm very late.
Don't worry, Mark. Happy to have you pop in.
We'll just had another one in. Verwayne, great pictures.
Yeah, they weren't all mine. They were, I think, some were Dave's
collection. Of.
In the end, I just thought it's easier just to nick them off the chat group. We shared them on the chat group, so I thought, well, that's nice they're all together.
Yeah, so, of course it does. Yeah,
But yeah, no, it was brilliant. I really enjoyed it. I mean, there were good and bad points in my weekend, but that was definitely the high.
Yeah, definitely the height of the weekend. I know.
Oh, you were massive. Yeah.
That was it. Oh, yeah.
A hug like this.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not big, but I'm not really small. And I'm like, oh, Mark.
Come down out the clouds.
Yeah.
So
Julie, when he said to me, wow, you're tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Julie, do you get vertigo when you give him a good night kiss?
Right. So, have we got anything else that we can
I don't know. Don't think so. I think we've all done it.
I think we've all done it, dear.
Yeah.
So, are you happy, Steve, with how the night's gone?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I'm not showing all my mods and stuff, but we can always do that on the bus drivers edition.
Yeah.
So I've done a lot of things on the bus, so it'll just drag on a little bit longer. So we can always cover that on the.
Well, we could do it. We could do it next week because there's obviously going to be plenty of time next week. I would have thought. Yeah. Because whose channel is it on next week?
Build with Adrian.
Build with Adrian's channel next week. So jolly good. So look out for Build with Adrian's channel next week. Be the same time, 8 o'clock, and it'll be Build the Routemasters show. And we've had such a super time tonight, haven't we? We really have. Thank you ever so much to all of you for coming along tonight and sharing with us what you've shared with us. My special thanks to Tony Evans for bringing and showing his books, which has been marvellous, and his Lazy Susan, which isn't lazy at all. So,
Overworked Susan.
Overworked Susan, yeah. I think we'll call him a different name now, won't we? So, special thanks to Steve yet again for doing our build tonight, which was a non-build, but showed us the conductress.
I think rather than calling it a non-build, I think we could call it an enhancement.
Yeah, that's true. An enhancement to the build, yeah, because obviously we only just got a figure of a conductress tonight. So, and thank you for coming along, Penny, and giving us a talk about your bus, your weekend, sharing us them photos of our weekend and our meet together, which was lovely. I will treasure them memories for a long, long time.
Oh, so, you know, it was a lift I needed.
Yeah, absolutely. I needed it too. No.
As you said, I'll second that because it was all down to Penny.
Yeah, it was down.
You started the channel. What got us interested? I mean, I could have just been building my bus in my bedroom, in my spare room, never knowing about YouTube. It was only when I googled it and it went, "What's this? What's this person building?" Oh, yeah. Hello. You know, it was like every Wednesday you were tuning in to see what was going on.
Yeah.
You got people like chat and everything saying, "I've done this. What about doing that?" And it's, as you said, it's how nearly 2 years has come round and look what's happened.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd be doing this time.
Oh. Can I show my wonderful present off from Dave?
Before.
Sorry, Tony. Off you go.
Go on, Tony.
Yeah, so, before you all shoot off, can I just show you the wonderful beading strip? I don't know whether you can see that. Kindly sent by Steve-O, the missing beading with the screws, which I've managed to put on the bus now.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, very grateful for that. Very grateful.
Well, that was that spur beading from 119. So I did my own. I mean, I will show. If I can show you, I'll show you on mine. Steve, so it might be a little bit clearer because obviously, I'll just get my camera.
Okay. So, you want to just bring the chat up, Mark, if you can, Mal?
Yeah. So, Mark Knight says, "So what have I missed? LOL."
Nothing.
Jordy Dave says, "Great show again. Thumbs up from me." Mark Knight, "So when do you wish to have this chat, Penny? LOL." Mark Knight again, "The bus is looking fantastic. BTW. Alan Thomas, "Enjoyed the show. Thanks all."
Thanks, Alan.
P40F20 says, "All watching, hit the like button."
Thank you.
P40F20, "Great show tonight." Mark Knight, "Hope your conductress is wearing a mask and setting the example." And Christine say, "LOL, Mark Knight."
Okay, you're going to show us this mod then?
It came up in the Facebook chat, and I thought, well, if I get a piece of beading, I'll have a go. So when we had that 119, and I thought, right, I've got a spare piece of beading. I cracked on with it, but obviously because it was a long piece, I had some spare left over. And I think Tony must have he messaged me for something, asking me what advice, and I said, "What do you think of this?" And he was going, "Oh, great." I said, "I've got a spare one if you want it." And he said, "Well, please." So obviously, I made one and posted it to him so he could enhance his model. So
thank you.
As you said, that's what the group's all about. Exactly what I've joined the group for. Yeah. You know, if there's something that can help somebody out and we've got it, you know, roll on. So as you said, that's obviously the mod I've done to that back corner, and obviously I did one for Tony as well, and then the other piece, there was still a piece of beading left, which that you'll see next week is how the bulb in the side bit is held in that position. So one piece of beading went a long way.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
So,
brilliant.
If you want to bring mine back up, I'll zoom in with the laptop and show you.
There we are.
Well, that's as I said. That's exactly why I've joined. That's why I joined Open, because we're helping people out.
Yeah, it's the exchange of ideas.
Yeah.
There.
Oh yeah, brilliant! I can see it. Yeah, brilliant, fabulous.
So,
yeah, that's really good.
And
really good.
I think I'm gonna ask Steve-O for what's your step stickers.
Yeah.
It's asking for one now.
Yeah.
If it doesn't,
I've got a few spare. So I mean, Penny's got a set. Adrian's got a set. And it's got that side number as well, so you've got the option. Do you do what I've done, or you just stick it on and just leave it as a transfer? At least you've got an option then, haven't you?
You've got an option to do what you can.
I was looking at amazement in the side destination blind, you know, with the ball in as well.
Yeah.
But as you said, it took about 2 hours to do, I think, but. As you said, it's just the nerve. It was the nerve of actually drilling into a brand new shiny panel. What was once you got that first drill hole, then you just have to carry on. Then.
Yeah. That's
Right.
Was
it the grey and white plug here? The wires here. These wires here? You took the supply from for the bulb.
Yeah, I took it further. It was further down the supply, but it was basically. I think there is there a plug. I think there's a plug. If you remember back, there's actually a plug what pulls out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've hidden, but if you have a look at issue 75, there's actually a plug you can pull out. And it disconnects the main bulbs. I think I showed it on Chris Davis when I was on his show on Monday. I told him to pull the plug out, store the lights away because you don't need them. Well, that's where I took the feed from for just a single bulb, and I put the bulb in.
Okay.
So when you switch the lights on. They all come on together.
Yeah.
So you said, yeah.
Brilliant idea. Absolutely brilliant. Right, I've got a couple more people to thank, and that is Build with Adrian, because obviously he's in the background and he's been doing sharing of the different cameras and what have you. So thank you, Adrian. Without you, these shows would not be possible.
He's been controlling the cameras. He's been sending us little messages to tell us, this is you got to do this now, and So if you don't give a thumbs up for the show, give a thumbs up for Adrian.
So thank you, Build with Adrian and Mark. Thanks for doing all the chat tonight and being as good as you are, because obviously you are good. So and right. What we've got to do, the schedule, I suppose, for the week.
Show one thing off.
Yeah.
We all gave little presents on Monday, and the one I got, I just thought was absolutely amazing. Now, Dave shows us his bust, and obviously you can't see things in real life, so you can only get what the camera gets. And if the camera's not like a £10 million professional camera, you risk losing the actual colour. The present that Dave gave me was this, and this is an East York. This is Dave's bust, not actually Dave's bust, but it's Dave's colours Routemaster, and I absolutely love this. This is absolutely amazing, and now I can see the colour scheme, and I think it was absolutely amazing. So thank you so much, Dave. I will treasure that.
You are welcome.
So, and he's got the manager special, which I deliberately mispronounced to manager his special.
Well, in actual fact, you know, the Routemaster family, we've actually brought you all one. Yeah. So, you know, Fleetwood J, Rolex, and Dave Milne, you will all be receiving one in the post. So, yeah, thank you ever so much for being the friendly bunch that you are. So, thank you.
And all I got you back was some sweeties and some dog chews.
No, that's fine. No, that's absolutely fine. No, you drove 3.5 hours to come and see us, and that means an awful lot. So you probably drove an awful lot more than that as well. And so did Adrian.
Yes, but
yeah.
So, a lot of the driving was for my benefit as well. So,
well, yeah, but you all put the effort in to come and meet us. So thank you ever so much for that. So right, I think it just is down to me to try and close the show then.
Yeah.
And I'll go first, and then I'll let this lovely bunch of people sort themselves out. So it's a good night from me. Thanks for joining us tonight, and be sure to be at next week. Oh, we haven't done the YouTube schedule though, have we? So I think we should probably do that. So tomorrow is Thursday, and I don't think there's anything on tomorrow, is the guys?
No.
On the YouTube schedule. So Friday, what's on Friday?
Build with Adrian, 8 o'clock, Terminator 71 and 72.
Right. Oh, so, okay, so it's Build with Adrian, Terminator 71 and 72 on Friday night at 8 o'clock. Saturday, is there anything on Saturday?
I tried to get online. I will give people notice, but I will try and get online and maybe do a bit of Routemaster.
Okay, that'd be lovely if you could.
I can't confirm that because I've got so much stuff to try and sort out. But I'm desperate to get online live.
Okay. Sunday, what's happening Sunday?
I think Sunday's to be confirmed.
So Sunday's to be confirmed over who's doing what. Okay, so people watch out in the schedule list on the Routemaster group Facebook page. Monday it'll be Chris Campling. Will it be Monday?
Yes.
Chris and Chris. It'll be Chris and Chris, won't it? Chris Campling, Chris Davis on Monday, usually at 8 o'clock, and Chris will probably be doing the Terminator. And the other Chris would be doing the Routemaster or the Jaguar or the Hector one or something like that. So join their channels.
I think rather than call it the Chris and Chris show, I think we should call it the Chris or Chris show.
Chris or Chris, yeah. So, and then we've got Tuesday. Something special happening on Tuesday.
I think Tuesday's Build with Adrian, and he's doing his Spitfire at 7 o'clock. He's going to do that regular now.
Okay, 7 o'clock on Tuesday. So that's next Tuesday, 7 o'clock. At 7 o'clock on Build with Adrian's channel, and he'll be doing the Spitfire. So, and it'll be the next issue along on the Spitfire. So, and that brings us round to next week's Wednesday 124. And that will be, it's on the screen here. It's on Build with Adrian's channel, 8 o'clock for issue 124. So that leaves me to say good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. Give us a nice good thumbs up. Please support everybody else's channel on here as well, because they're all doing different things during the week. And they all want a nice good thumbs up and your support as well. So thank you for that. So it's a good night from me, and I'll pass the baton around to everyone around here now in a clockwise fashion, like we did. And so good night and goodbye. And the next one along is Matt.
So good night, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. We've done about nearly 2 hours tonight, so it's been a fantastic show. Thank you for everybody coming on. Thank you, Tony, for showing us your books and your build and the diamond painting. So good night from me.
And it's oh, where's it gone? It's Adrian next.
You may have been having trouble with the camera.
Yeah, he's having technical difficulties.
Yeah, he's having technical difficulties. Okay, so Penny then?
So thank you very much for watching. I'm not out to embarrass, but I've actually got a show tomorrow afternoon, which is the next diamond painting show. But I hope you don't mind me mentioning that. So that'll be our third show. But with regards to this show, I want to say a big thank you to Tony Evans. I feel really honoured to have him showing the bus on the same show that I'm on. I feel really lucky. So and I can't guarantee I'll be around next week, but I will try.
I actually feel honoured that I've actually come on this Routemaster show and actually Penny's here.
Yeah, it's the way my life has become, I'm afraid. But you know, at the end of the day, you've got to put work first, haven't you? It would be really nice if every workplace in the world went, oh, you're Penny, right? Oh, but tell you what, have Wednesdays off, and we'll pay you for it. Well, go and do your show.
Yeah, I was saying to Dave that I've had a rest day swap today on the show tonight.
Yeah,
to actually be here. So I feel your pain, Penny.
Yeah, it's the bus driver life, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know, say, well, I want Saturday off. I want to go to a football match. Tough, your rota says you got to work Saturday. What do you think we're going to stop buses in London because you want to go and watch a football game or something? It's not going to happen.
Even though you haven't had a bus, Penny, you haven't had a bus tonight. It's been really nice to have you here and be on the same show. Yeah,
it's
actually
just really
meet you. Yeah,
it's just nice to meet all the people. You know, it's everyone's doing the same, and you know, but they're not the same. You know, to call it the same build, it's all everybody's. I suppose it's a family tree, isn't it? As we go up the trunk, it's pretty much the same. But then as you get further up, everything branches out, and everything that leaf is a little bit different from that leaf. And then there's yours at the top of the tree. It's completely unrecognizable from everyone else's.
Yeah.
What time is your diamond painting show tomorrow, Penny?
It's 1 o'clock, and I will get the link up nice and early. I won't leave it like 40 minutes before the show like last time.
Cheryl will definitely be watching.
Lovely.
Excellent.
What we've been doing is we've been working our way through a small diamond painting from an absolute beginner who knows nothing. And then obviously I think tomorrow is going to be a bit more of a work and chat. But myself and Julie haven't really sort of planned it yet properly.
Okay. Right, well, thank you ever so much for joining us tonight, Tony, and showing us your bus.
Thank you.
And it's wonderful.
Thank you.
And obviously, you know, this show will be coming to a natural end on issue 130, but we will be showing our buses on the hobby show, and then there'll be special shows that we'll be bringing up to deal with Routemasters or Spitfires or anybody's build. You know, we'll be bringing up special shows for that. And I've got one more person to thank tonight, and that is Steve-o. Steve-o, we would be lost without you. We would be totally lost without you. Thank you ever so much for showing us your wonderful bus tonight and your wonderful build, and for bringing it along the other day too, because that was no mean feat at all.
It travelled well. I was impressed how it got there and back with no damage. Only the Conductor, which was a little bit. I think the sheets might have dragged it, that one, but yeah, it was a lovely day, as you said. It's lovely seeing everybody. You know, as you say, it's getting to the end of the shows, and it's like we need to go on, don't we? We need to go on and do another build, maybe, or maybe Routemaster Mark II. I don't know. But it's the people you meet. I would never met Tony. He's a bus driver like myself. We're chatting away. As I said, we're talking the same shit. Penny, you know, bus driver. I think I think we're talking on a Zoom till about midnight.
Oh, yeah. It was all talking about a certain company, and all the good and bad things about working for that company, and basically we were putting the whole company to right, weren't we?
But it's nice to be part of the Routemaster family, and as I said, hopefully there'll be other builds in the future, and we'll do it all again. I'm hoping we'll do a taxi or something like that, and we can have if we build the taxi or build the whatever.
Whatever.
I don't think we're all going to go away, and we're going to still help people with their builds, because they're all staggered, aren't they? It's amazing how some people have not even started the build, and some are just slowly going on, but they're watching our shows and getting information from what we're saying. So it could be years before people watching and say, "I'll do that." And that's the main thing. I did the base with the lights. I saw some ideas from other people. I put my ideas, and then Tony said, "Do you know what? I'd like that as well." And other people have mentioned it, and it's a nice feeling that someone's seen what I've done and said, "Do you know what? I'll do that." As you said, this could have just been sat in a room somewhere, never to be seen. And so how many people now have seen it and said, that's such a body's bus. Now when I see Dave's bus, it'll be, that's Dave's bus. They've all got their own character. That's what I like. So I will wish you a good night. And we'll see you next week on the next build.
Issue 124. And I'm going to close the stream now and say thank you all very much for joining us. And good night, everyone. And I'll leave you with a picture of our buses. Following an update in about 4 or 5 weeks' time for these 2 buses anyway. So good night from me, and a good night from all of us.
Bye.
Goodbye now.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night. Good night.